Hello, good morning. It is Tuesday after Father's Day. It's June 23rd? Yeah, 26th. And I'm only making it's like 3 in the morning. It's been forever since I made a 3 o'clock morning. But I was up. I wasn't up because of how I feel, but I wanted to make a video because of what I realized just a few minutes ago. And, with grieving, it's very complex because we're essentially figuring out who we are without this person involved in our life. And I don't know. But I'm going to tell you, either you like it or you don't. It's okay. I don't watch the news very much. I pay attention to what's going on through social media. If I have any questions, then I'll research it. Ultimately, if I have to find out what's going on, my feed is already quite political anyway, so it isn't necessarily something that I shy away from. I just choose to watch something else instead of the news, ultimately. And there's a lot more good shit that you can spend time on, including the crap on YouTube. I love the crap on YouTube. But I was up at 3 a.m. only because I had a difficult time sleeping, not because I was feeling anything emotional. And I realized by watching the news from what this week has been with Fauci and COVID and all these investigations and all the information that's coming out that everybody already knew. But now apparently they're not afraid to say it, but we couldn't, so whatever. But I realized that even as an adult, me being an adult, because I'm in my mid 40s, I am 45. That my mom being alive, I felt safe with her being alive. I felt like even though I didn't necessarily need her to help me as a kid, I felt like if I needed to talk to somebody or if I needed to her being alive made me feel safer as a person. And there's a lot of uncertainty at this point. And it isn't that I'm not safe, it's just that psychologically I felt safer. And this is the first realization I know I've felt this way for a while. And I wanted to make a video because if I speak it, then I feel better, but then I also understand it better. And it's just something that it's I wasn't supposed to know this information until right now. So that's probably why my kids didn't necessarily, they miss her. They'll always miss her, but I'm their safe. You know, like their whole life, I've been the one to ultimately, as moms, we carry them, we, you know, breastfeed them, we're their person, we're their anchor. And so they're not feeling it like I am. I wonder if my brothers feel like the way that I do. Or if they're boys and they just don't necessarily see it that direction because they're male and I'm female. But yeah, she definitely made me feel like even as an adult, I could still call her up and in some way, shape, or form, through help or any kind of help that she could do at the time, even something minorly financial. She was my safety. um, Maybe this will resonate with somebody, but it is a new revelation that I just figured out just a few minutes ago. Um, if you don't know who I am, if you haven't watched any of my videos, I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I am licensed in California and Texas. I am, 6 a.m. Pacific time, I'm going to do therapy. That is my job right now. Is what I do. I've been doing that for a while. And if you're new here and you don't know what I'm talking about, my mom died unexpectedly in January of 21, and I've been navigating what my life looks like without her around since then. So that should give you some insight into what I'm talking about. I'm a helper trying to figure out my own help journey. And putting it out on video on YouTube is that process for me. Some people might think that that's not the way that they would do it. That's okay. I didn't see myself doing this either. But I never saw her dying either, so, yeah. And the day after she died, I went back to work. Not at my full-time job, which was my VA hospital job, but I had my own private practice, and I did see people the next day after she died. And everybody's life is one call away from having it fall apart. And I was in this room, in my office, when my previous life fell apart. Since then, I've gotten 3 tattoos. These are my new tattoos. I have one that's really faint. It says, "Wish you were here." It's in white. And then here is in dark. And then these are my 2 new ones. This was my previous life, where the bloom got broken. My life broke. And then I'm trying to figure it out with a new seedling, a new life, trying to figure out what it looks like. And acknowledging the fact that I felt safe with her. And I felt like, even if she had no idea what to do, her being alive made me feel safe. And a lot of times parents don't have any idea what to do. We just don't. I have 4 kids. I make shit up all the time. It's usually, I don't, like, outside of the active, misguided of, well, I like the Tooth Fairy. We didn't do the Santa thing, but I really do like the Tooth Fairy. And my daughter, she came home in 3rd grade and she was like, well, my classmate got a present from, I was in her mom's office. She was like, is the Tooth Fairy real? And I was like, no, they're not. And she was pretty bummed. All the big kids knew. But I was keeping it up for her because I love the Tooth Fairy. Tooth Fairy's my favorite. Santa, we spend a lot of money for Christmas, so I'm not giving some fantasy dude the credit, right? They do get a Santa present, but the Santa rule is Santa gives clothes. They all know this. This might sound inappropriate, but the second part of the Santa rule is Santa gives clothes, Jesus gives the good shit. So they have a Jesus present, which is the biggest, most expensive, the wow factor. And I put it as a Jesus present because, for one thing, we're Christian, but then at the same time, it's a miracle we're working anyway. And we have jobs, and we can do this, and we can provide, and we can create a life for them that, because I don't know why my own bed wants to fucking talk to me. But I cuss in therapy, I cuss at home, cuss with my kids. I'm genuine. And my mom knew that. She didn't like it, but I think in a way, me cussing scratched an itch for her too, because she wasn't going to do that. But I miss her. Oh, God. This last Saturday, we got my husband and I got both of our boys a car. Neither of them have any credit. Our oldest is 18. He turns 19 soon. He doesn't have any credit. And our second is 17. He can't take he can't do credit. I don't know, it just I'm happy for them. They're paying them the loans off, both of them themselves. But I just wish he was here to see it. I wish I could tell her how uncertain I am about the future. I just wish I could tell her how scared I am as an adult. And she was probably making shit up as she went too, as my mom, as all parents I consider very actively do. But even her not knowing, I wouldn't expect her to know, but her being alive made me feel like I'm safe, my mom's here. You know, there's nothing I wouldn't do for my kid. There's nothing she wouldn't have done. She wouldn't have not done for me. But what I do know is that if I keep this shit inside and I expect to process it without getting it out in one form or another, either video or writing it out, it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't process, it doesn't move, our brain doesn't have anywhere to store it. It needs to have motion with emotion. And so me crying is my emotion. Me verbalizing it is my emotion. And that's why I'm making a video at 3 o'clock in the morning for the first time in probably a year. No, it's not been a year. I probably had it at 3 a.m. somewhere in the fall last year. So, I'm feeling better. I appreciate you guys sitting here and watching my bags get bigger. I'm pretty sure that my crying has made the bags under my eyes bigger. But if this can be helpful in at least giving somebody some kind of tool in, like, why do I feel like this? Maybe it's because that person was your safe. You know? And that's fucking deep. That's deep. It's hard to lose our safe because at that point, we have to reinvent where we're safe. And that's a lot of work. You know, I have a husband. He's a safe, but nobody's safe like your mom. I mean, holy shit, that's the first person in your entire life. That's the first person before you had life. That's your first person entirely. And it's okay. It's okay that they pass on. I still call her a quitter. I do. I harass her still. Her sister is still alive. She has a brother and a sister still alive out of the 9 kids. My grandparents had 9 kids. And I have an aunt and an uncle. And I talk to my aunt, who's my aunt is the last of the 9. She's 9 out of 9. And they harass the crap out of each other. And I always made a joke that my mom was like, I want red roses at my gravesite. And it's... And I looked at her and I'm like, I'm going to give you a pink flamingo and a spinny flower. She doesn't have a gravesite in Texas. She's on my mantle. She's on my dad's mantle. She's at my older brother's house. She's in my daughter's necklaces. She's in my fucking office right over there. But in California, she has a gravesite. And I called my aunt and I told her, can you put a flamingo, a lawn flamingo, and a spinny flower at her gravesite, and then let her know it's from me? And my aunt goes, hell yeah. they loved each other. But they also love to bother each other. So she'll do that. So I am perfectly okay with being my kids safe. Their safety. Absolutely okay with it. I'm okay with them leaning hard on me. Hard. I'm okay with them looking at me and being scared. And then I can reassure them that everything's going to be okay. I have to figure out who that person is for me now, even if it's myself. So, I remember when my granny died, my mom's mom. I was 18. My mom took it pretty hard. I missed her, I loved her, but I didn't feel it this like my mom did. And now I understand why she took it hard. Because that was her safe. That was her. Even my granny at 80 something years old who couldn't do anything for my mom. It doesn't matter. This person's your person. You know? And I'm very privileged to be that person for my kids. God, I love them. They're assholes, but I love them. And I could see it in as I said that, all my big three, they would be like, yep. And my babish would be like, not me. No, not usually. But she is 10 now. She can have her small moments. She has her small moments. My 14-year-old prides herself on being an asshole, and my two boys just adopt it and wear it proudly. God, I'm proud of all of them. They're amazing people. I love them to death. Like a fucking bear, just like my mom would for me. I'd lose. But I might give him a 5-second head start. Yes. But just vocalizing, it's good. I feel better now. I understand it a little bit more. And when I understand it, I can work with it. So, thank you for watching my video. Thank you for listening to me ramble for almost 25 minutes. I feel better. I'm going to dry up now. Because I have to figure out my safe. And it's probably going to be me, which isn't ideal. But it's what I've got. And much like my life after my mom died, I very much feel like it's stuck together with duct tape. And if I'm going to be my own safe, well, that just coincides with the duct tape theory. So, yeah, you guys have a wonderful evening, morning, day, I don't know, whatever. I am going to go back to doom scrolling I want to do something fun. And eventually go back to sleep. So, thank you again. Okay, bye.